It's Press Pass with Jack Ebling, Mid-Michigan's spirited sports debate. Now let's get talking sports. Here's Jack.
Great evening, Mid-Michigan and beyond, and welcome to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time to meet Team 345. Rico Beard, longtime Detroit radio and TV personality. Specs Howard broadcast instructor, recruiting insider, and he is host of the Spartan Beat. Weekdays from noon to 1 on the Spotlight Radio Network. How are you, Rico?
Also, man, in desperate need of a haircut, but, you know, I figured I'd try the new look today. So.
There's one thing you are not in need of.
What's that?
Toilet paper.
No.
You have your toilet paper, even though it had to be kind of a deal on the side of the freeway, right?
People love me, yeah. David Harns hooked me up. So, yeah, we did some type of transaction. So, yeah.
Looked like a drug deal when you guys were negotiating that whole thing? And
no, he just kind of threw it in. He threw it into the car, but I'm like, yeah, you know, if somebody saw this, we probably would have to explain what it really was, but it's all good.
Yeah. He's bachelor, living alone. I don't know how much toilet paper he really needs. I'm not going to go there. Also want to welcome Matt Charboneau.
Man, we need sports.
Covers Michigan State football and basketball for the Detroit News. Fresh from covering the Spartans tournament run in Atlanta in basketball, and great stuff on the spring game in football. Did you enjoy that, Matt?
Yeah, in our virtual world, I guess. We could have dreamed, right? We could have.
Yeah.
I guess we should have had that in the newspaper. Some people on this panel want me to write things that they want, but, you know, we could have just come up with, I guess, our simulated. We should have had that one. See, after the fact, we should have a simulated Final Four run, had a simulated spring game. Yeah.
Wait,
We missed the boat on this one, Jack. You should have told us before.
I don't think anybody did a simulated Final Four run.
Oh, I'm trying to remember. Oh, yeah, I think I remember.
Like everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm on furlough.
Well, you're going to be busy before long, one way or the other. Detroit News still has a paper to put out occasionally, and you still have stories that have to be written. You coming up with all these ideas, creativity being taxed here?
We're starting to get to that thin area, Jack. As Rico just screamed, we need sports at this point. I'm not sure what the first one's going to be. Maybe it's going to be golf in Detroit in, late July, I guess early July, be around July 4th. They're supposed to play the Rocket Mortgage, but who knows? Hopefully at least by then we'll have some idea of where we're heading at this point.
If they have baseball and football games without fans in the stands, will they have media in the press box? Do you think we'll be allowed in, or maybe they'll put us quite a ways apart?
I'm thinking a pool reporter, a couple pool reporters, pool
Might
cameras.
work.
We'll be there. I don't know if it'll be
Where
as,
newspaper chains come in handy, right?
not as crowded.
All right, we will be right back. We're going to start with our Going Green segment, brought to you by Graf Chevrolet, looking at Spartan football and basketball, up next.
I'm a member of American Home Shield, which means this faucet may be freaking out, but I'm not.
All good here.
Something's wrong with my AC. It's blowing pretty hard and it won't turn off. Luckily, I'm a member of American Home Shield. My plan helps cover the cost when parts of more than 20 home appliances and systems wear out. If they can't repair them, they'll replace them.
American Home Shield is the largest and pays the most home warranty claims.
It covers things home insurance doesn't, no matter their age. It's a beautiful day.
I've never felt so good. Give American Home Shield a call to find the right plan for you.
800-620-7380. That's 800-620-7380. Hey, Janice!
911, what's your emergency?
I'm trapped in the walk-in freezer.
She's flying away!
Did you say flying?
It'll be a long day.
It's the thrilling 911 two-part season finale event.
There's been a train crash.
With the highly anticipated return of Connie Britton.
This is a mass casualty situation.
The 911 season finale event begins this Monday on Fox.
Download the Fox 47 News app, available for iOS and Android.
Hey, what have you been doing up there?
Honey, only ask questions that you really want the answers to. Okay. I'm gonna get a reward for being such a nice guy?
As long as nice guys don't finish first.
A good guy, but he's got a big dilemma. 3 girls, a wife, are hanging up on his hands.
Oh my God, are we poor?
You are. We're doing very well.
The family's growing and it's only
I know this might be too late to say, but I'm not sure we should have children.
the last man standing.
Oh, what are you dressed as?
Oh, farm girl.
E-I-E, know.
He's the last man standing.
I wasn't always this good at this.
That's That's Mike. We went to the mall!
Haters, gonna hate. Peace out.
On Last Man Standing. Weeknights at 7:30 on Fox 47.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Going Green segment, brought to you by Graf Chevrolet and Graf Nissan on West Grand River in Okemos. With 106 years in the automobile business, they'll take great care of you, as they have on all 7 of my leases and purchases. For a new or used vehicle, when the time is right, go Graf. There you see the list of the first 10 pledges to Mel Tucker, the Michigan State program. It's been hard at work. 5 states represented here. Rico Beard, what stands out to you about these 10 commitments?
Well, I think you immediately see that Mel Tucker is anti under 6 feet.
Yeah.
Everybody's 6 feet or taller.
I thought this was a basketball class.
He's going for size. He is going for, I mean, you can't teach size. You can teach technique, but he's going for bigger O-linemen. Everything he's trying to get bigger. And I like that. If you're going to play in the Big Ten, you're going to need some beef every now and then, especially on the offensive and defensive lines.
Matt Charboneau, what has impressed you thus far about this staff, given the late start? Wasn't until late February, and then with all the COVID-19 restrictions, still getting a lot done.
Yeah, I've liked the pace of where you've started to see this start to go. Obviously, you've seen a lot of commitments the last couple of weeks here, and it's hard to say exactly with, you know, they came in so late, obviously, in February, but just with the way everything's going, you had to kind of wonder, what was this really going to do to the recruiting class already being behind? But you've seen it just kind of ramp up, and not only the guys committing, but seeing all those guys out there now that are saying, hey, Michigan State's on my radar, whether it's their final 5 or 7 or whatever they're putting on Twitter. And these are all really highly rated guys that you're seeing Michigan State in on, that you wondered, was that going to happen early on with Mel Tucker and his staff, or was it going to take some time for them at least to be involved in those guys? And whether they get many of those guys or not, we'll see, but at least they're in the mix for those guys early, even with the staff kind of playing catch up a little bit. You haven't seen it really affect them negatively to this point.
Well, and the fact that the staff is actually taking commitments without these. Some kids have not visited campus. And the previous staff, that was no, we're not doing that. You got to come here, and they're taking it. So, like Matt said, you got to see if they all stick, and it sounds like they will. But
I really like the fact of where they are recruiting and getting these guys, not just in Detroit, not just in the state of Michigan, but they're going to some hotbeds. They're in Texas.
Right.
They're in Florida. The Hunt School in New Jersey, going to Hyattsville, DeMatha. These are areas that are fertile. There are a lot of players here, and it's about time Michigan State gets its share.
Well, the one that really impressed me was getting the quarterback Hamp Fay out of Texas, because when you look at in the NFL, 15 starters are from the state of Texas. So that's a hotbed for quarterbacks. I don't know what it is in the water down there, but going in there, and that's not to say that Hamp Fay is going to become this great player, but my goodness, when you look at that number, including, the Lions, Matthew Stafford, Texas quarterbacks seem to do well.
A lot of them have come from Texas, and specifically from that area, Dallas-Fort Worth. Rico, let's switch gears for a minute and talk about the NFL draft. What about the Spartans' fate? What surprised you?
I think 2 Spartans going. I thought maybe a couple of guys would go at least in the 7th round. Kenny Willekes was the big shocker. Just kind of watching him slide and slide and slide, and seeing other names go ahead of him, and you're like, oh, wow. I wonder if he didn't interview well, but I guess he got the thing that, they said he has short arms. Like, dude made plays. So occasionally you just got to pop in the tape and watch the tape.
Which of the Spartans' free agents do you think are going to stick when we do have pro football?
I think there's an open competition in New England. I'm not saying that Brian Lewerke will get the job.
I think he'll make the practice squad at least.
But there's an open competition that he may stick and may make the practice squad. They're without anything. And here's the thing, I think they're trying to tank for Trevor. So yeah, he may.
What about Joe Bocci?
Oh, the Saints. Yeah, I can see him at the Saints. Yeah.
Matt, anybody there that jumps out to you has got a great chance? Say we see Darryl Stewart. And he's a Green Bay. They really need receivers.
They do, and they didn't draft a receiver unless I messed that up. So yeah, that's a position in need. But I think Joe Bocci for sure is a guy that I think is going into a situation that you talk about guys not getting drafted. Yeah. That was a big surprise to me. Not only can he drop him, but Joe Bocci not getting selected, and the Saints signed him almost immediately. I really like his chances.
I mean, I wonder how much of that though with him not finishing out the season and kind of tainted.
So. Matt, what about an MSU basketball roster influx? Do Joshua Langford, Xavier Tillman, Aaron Henry come back, some combination of them?
It feels like a combination. At this point, I'd be shocked if Aaron Henry's not back. Xavier Tillman, I still feels like up in the air, but if I had to guess right now, I think Xavier Tillman probably stays in the draft. If you're just looking at where he might be projected, of course, with everything up in the air, it all is kind of a toss-up at this point.
So and then, you've got Tillman going, Henry staying, and Langford. Is he back?
Yeah, Langford's the one I think we're all a little unsure of. If he's healthy and doesn't find anything out there, doesn't feel like there's a guarantee somewhere, I think he could be back, and that could be a big, big difference on this team.
And Michigan State getting some help with Joey Hauser. He sure would help last year. Mm-hmm. And then you've got A.J. Hoggard and Matty Sissoko coming in. So replenish. That's what Tom Izzo always does. We'll be right back with more. The Big Picture. Looking at the Big Ten up next.
It's another fall Friday night, and your kids should be
playing high school football.
It's a fun game, and it's safer than ever.
It's safe because the rules, the coaching, and the equipment are better than ever before.
As a result, serious injuries are at an all-time low. Seriously.
And builds
strong schools, lifetime memories, and tomorrow's community leaders.
And it's mother approved.
It's a great game, and we want to teach it to your kids.
Here's to the big-hearted folks who know how to take on an even bigger job. Those who take personally the transportation of today's dreamers and tomorrow's leaders. It is said that the future belongs to those who show up. Thank you for making sure that we always do. Dean Transportation Professionals. Always someone to look up to.
At Graf Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else, peace of mind. Every Graf used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at grafokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos.
Catch up with The Simpsons, weeknights at 10 on My 47.
Together, we can do this. Our spirit is what unites us. It is what bonds us and reminds us we are all one. Which is why if you need a vehicle during this time, we are offering 0% financing for 84 months with no payments for 90 days. And the ability to shop and buy from the safety of your home. Better days are ahead, and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram will help you drive forward.
Hi, I'm Julie Williams from Fox 47 Morning News.
And I'm Terry Stevens from Q106. We're teaming up to honor our hometown heroes.
Celebrating their courageous, selfless fight against COVID-19.
Every Friday on Midwest Communications Radio.
And during Fox 47 Morning News, we will announce a local hero.
Each winner will get some incredible gift packages from local businesses.
To nominate someone you know, go to fox47news.com.
Help us celebrate hometown heroes.
Fox 47 News and Midwest Radio are proud to honor our local heroes.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for The Big Picture, brought to you by Dean Transportation. Dean is hiring caring and dependable people as school bus drivers in many Michigan markets. Be a hero in your community and safely transport children to and from school with Dean. For more information and to apply, visit deantransportation.com/jobs. That's deantransportation.com/jobs.
Wolverines begin at the 10-yard line. Pressure off the edge is shown. It's picked up well, and Patterson escapes. And he's still running. Sneak. Patterson pushing right near the goal line.
Charboneau, the big back, in the game. Patterson pulls it down, fires, touchdown. Nick Eubanks. 2 of 4 on third down conversions today. Patterson fires, caught, right down the sideline, and he's knocked out of bounds. The Wolverines take over 1st and 10 at the Michigan State 22. Charbonnet in the backfield. Patterson to throw, steps, caught, touchdown.
There you see Shea Patterson, undrafted and a late free agent signee with the Kansas City Chiefs. Not exactly what was imagined for the former 5-star when he transferred from U of M to U of M.
No.
That's Mississippi to Michigan. Rico Beard, what happened with Shea Patterson? He looked great against Michigan State.
Well, there's more games that you got to play other than Michigan State. He didn't have a really signature game. He had a lot of fumbles early on, unnecessary fumbles. It almost was like he never really mastered the Michigan offense. They won games, but he never looked in control. And it's not fair to compare him to Joe Burrow and Justin Fields, but he didn't have that command in big-time games. And then he got crucified when he went down to the Senior Bowl, and they were like, this guy's one of the worst ones ever. He went from being potentially the #1 pick to, the scouts are saying, why is he even here?
Who takes an NFL regular season snap first, Patterson or Brian Lewerke, now with the New England Patriots?
I would say probably Brian Lewerke, because I think Shea kind of has a pretty good guy ahead of him, where Tom Brady's going. Now, if Brady was in New England, it would be a push. I can't see him ever taking a snap so long as Patrick Mahomes is there.
Matt Charboneau, U of M, had 17 players drafted, if you count the 10 from Michigan, the 5 from Minnesota, and the 2 from Maryland. But what do you make of Michigan tying Ohio State for the most players picked from the Big Ten with 10, and the most of any school on day 3 with 8?
What do I make of it? I sit there and wonder what's going on down in Ann Arbor that none of this has still translated into at least a division championship. I know it's going to sound like the same old kind of story here, but at some point, if you buy into this judgment by the NFL that these guys are good enough to be at this level and are good enough to be drafted, why is that not translating into more success on the field? They're not a bad program. They're not a bad team. Obviously, you're winning 9-10 games, but you're supposed to be a championship level team at that point. And if you have guys that are good enough to do that, why is that not happening at this point?
I want to take a look at the Big Ten teams, the 8 of them that had winning records last season. And there you see, starting with 13-1 Ohio State, working down to 7-6 Michigan State, and there's one outlier there. The drafted players don't quite add up to the record. Gentlemen, what does it mean that teams that had more wins had half as many players drafted as Michigan, and for the second time in 4 years, Wolverines had more players picked than they had wins the year before, Rico?
I think what you're seeing is, with the other teams, they had people drafted from like rounds 3 through 5. You still got a good shot at making a team. Michigan had a lot of people drafted late in the 6th round, 7th round. Honestly, those are people that it's going to be difficult. You look at Ohio State. The first 3 guys all spent time in Columbus. I mean, so that's the difference. Ohio State is putting in starters in the league. If you go within the first 4 rounds, you're starting.
I don't know, Matt, whether this means that they're not getting enough out of these players while they're actually there. Obviously, the NFL isn't looking at the standings when they're making these picks. We will be right back in just a minute, and we're going to talk more about the draft and much more to come here on Press Pass.
Together, we can do this. Our spirit is what unites us. It is what bonds us and reminds us we are all one. Which is why if you need a vehicle during this time, we are offering 0% financing for 84 months with no payments for 90 days. And the ability to shop and buy from the safety of your home. Better days are ahead. and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram will help you drive forward.
This bell will ring again. These seats will be full. Our children will play together and we'll have dinner with friends. We'll hear the laughter and feel the energy of a Friday night. We'll be back, stronger than ever. And Fox 47 is here to help with the rebound, Mid-Michigan. Everything you need to get back on track during these difficult times. From financial recovery to putting food on your table and more, all in one convenient place. Visit fox47news.com/rebound to get started.
Join Nick Cannon with celebrity guests for After the Mask, Wednesday on Fox.
Here's to the big-hearted folks who know how to take on an even bigger job. Those who take personally the transportation of today's dreamers and tomorrow's leaders. It is said that the future belongs to those who show up. Thank you for making sure that we always do. Dean Transportation Professionals. Always someone to look up to. Here's to the big-hearted folks who know how to take on an even bigger job. Those who take personally the transportation of today's dreamers and tomorrow's leaders. It is said that the future belongs to those who show up. Thank you for making sure that we always do. Dean Transportation Professionals. Always someone to look up to. Here's to the big-hearted folks who know how to take on an even bigger job. Those who take personally the transportation of today's dreamers and tomorrow's leaders. It is said that the future belongs to those who show up. Thank you for making sure that we always do. Dean Transportation Professionals. Always someone to look up to.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Law of the Jungle segment. Brought to you by Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road. Your healthy alternative to fast food. Eat Woody's and live longer. That's why I'm there every week and will be again for the area's best takeout. Till my favorite stop is open for dining again.
They're down to 2 at the 33. Robinson drops it off. Looking for the first. They will not get it. That's because of Kuda. Johnny on the spot.
That advice paying off.
Off a play action. That pass is intercepted by Jeff Okuda.
Young was getting close, and the pass is complete and fumbled. And the Buckeyes pick it up.
They stick with him. He bursts through the hole, breaks the tackle across midfield, gets a nice block down the field, and scores a touchdown.
15-yarder from Duffy. Swift totes it and attacks inside the 25. Swift is in. Touchdown.
It's pressured. Got him again. O'Quarry knocked it out. It is picked up and scooped by Eddie Ogundeji. Touchdown.
Rain here, perhaps by the end of the game. Thorson, look out. Julian O'Quarry trying to chop it out of his hand. Thorson held on, but it's a sack and a big loss. Back to the 45-yard line.
There you see Jeffrey Okuda, DeAndre Swift, and Julian Okwara. And the Detroit Lions received high marks for the first 2 nights of the draft, something we have not said often. But Quintricia, successful with this Buckeye-a-day strategy. Interesting, nobody was interested in making an offer to the Lions for the number 3 pick, but there were no trades in the top 12 picks of the draft, something we haven't seen before. What did you think of the way the Lions handled this, Rico?
I like Okuda, so please don't take this as, I don't think he's going to do well in the NFL. I just think that Quintricia didn't play the game well.
Yeah.
Jack, this is a skill you learn going back to 3rd grade in lunch. You make whatever your sandwich is seem tastier than the other guy so that the other guy will make a trade with you. They needed to make people think that the Lions really wanted to get Tua. And they
knew they weren't.
Right, and that's just
Matthew
it.
Stafford.
So therefore, nobody's going to trade with you.
Yeah.
Why? it's worthless.
And it worked out perfectly for Miami and for the Chargers. They got the guys they wanted at 5 and 6.
Yeah, and you're looking at Miami with a bunch of first-round picks. You should have just took them and said, okay, we have them. Do you want to trade now, Miami? But they did. They're the Lions.
Yeah. Want to look at the Lions situation, and Matt, what do you think this team is going to do moving forward now? What's it going to take for Lions fans to be reasonably satisfied after a 3-12-1 season?
Wait, so you want me to try and tell you how Lions fans are going to be reasonably satisfied? I'm not sure there's the correct answer to that, no matter how this draft would have played out. Because if they would have just said, hey, we really actually wanted Tua and just drafted him, as I heard some people wanted, you would have heard somebody complaining about that. I probably would have been one of them. I also believe what Rico's talking about. I think they didn't play the game well enough, so you have that gripe. That said, I think you can also fall into the camp of, I think with the picks they had, they did a lot of good, solid things. I think they got good players that have the potential to be very good players, mostly in places of need. So you can have all these different arguments, I think, that can tell you that, yes, the Lions did a good job, but also say, well, maybe they should have done this or should have done that, which to me, with the Lions, is kind of how this is the position we're always in, right?
Matt, you got to hope that in 2 years they're on the team, but the 2017 draft is all gone.
Yeah.
Pretty much so.
Well,
yeah.
Well, right, but I mean, that's what we go back and forth to is, can this regime get it done? They haven't shown to this point, so therein lies the negative idea that whatever they did in this draft wasn't going to work. But you're right, we're not going to know that right away.
If becomes Drew Brees, then we've got a different discussion here, right? That's totally different. So the Lions kind of have to hope that people don't look back for the next 20 years and say, you had your chance and you blew it.
Well, it'd be like the Packers saying, we could have had Barry Sanders. Wow, It happens. And
how about all the teams that could say, hey, we should have had Aaron Rodgers, or we should have had Tom Brady, or now, hey, Justin Love. So
I just think that if you were going to get Okudah, fine, but just get more for him.
That's easier said than done, though. If nobody's making offers anywhere in the draft, there are no teams that were willing to do that because there was no bluff you could have called.
They signed Chase
Daniels. They have one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
No, but then they signed Chase Daniels to be the backup like a couple weeks before, and everybody's saying Chase Daniels will be ready the day before the season starts. Why are you taking him now? At the Lions. Go ahead.
I just want to live long enough to see Rico Beard say something nice about the Lions. I know it's hard. You have to dig deep. Rico, another 30 years of your life, do you think you'll find a day
Jack,
when you do that?
I'll come to your grave and say, well, they finally
That's all
did
I
something.
want. All right. We will be back in just a minute. And we're going to have some more things. We have a very special guest for you. We're going to take a look at all of the competitions that could have been coming up, and one of Lansing's best.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful. What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Know the day's weather before you walk out the door.
Fox 47 News.
As we spend much more time at home, G.A. Hunt Septic encourages you to conserve. Bath tissue is made to break down, but with shortages, some may need to use alternate paper options that do not decompose in your septic system. And we suggest you have your tank pumped to prevent those items from causing future backups or damage. G.A. Hunt is open to serve you at the same fair cost today and long after our lives return to normal. Visit GAHuntSeptic.com for more information. G.A. Hunt Septic and Excavating, #1 in the #2 business.
Throw your caps, Maple Valley Lions. You did it. Show your support to the graduating class of 2020 by posting your video shout-out to the Maple Valley High School section.
I'm in the top 5, baby, and feeling so good.
It's down to the top 5. Let's go! And with only 2 more chances to make the finale,
you come to win.
Everyone's taking it to another level.
You have guaranteed your spot in the final.
Yes! An all-new The Masked Singer, followed by After the Mask, Wednesday on Fox.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Tracking a Trophy segment, brought to you by the Ticket Machine at the corner of Mount Hope and Hagedorn. For the best in sports and entertainment ticketing, whenever those events resume, go to theticketmachine.com.
Rebound into the hands of Hunter. And Virginia with the all-time turnaround title.
Many doubted we'd ever see it, but here it is. The return to glory.
Leonard makes it official. Now the Warriors just inbound, and that's it. There's a new NBA champion, and it's a team from Toronto, Canada. We, the North, are now we, the champions. The Raptors, the 2019 NBA champs.
The kick in, here it comes. Swing and a miss! Swing and a miss! Swing and a miss! And a World Series Game 7 winning Curly W is in the books. The celebration is on. The Washington Nationals are the world champions.
His life, perfect season, national championship. As they say in the Bayou, laissez la bon temps rouler. Let the good times roll. LSU sits on the throne of college football.
Would have shut that play down. Obviously now 2nd and 6. Williams makes a cut and will roll into the end zone for the touchdown. No flags. Chiefs are Super Bowl champions here in Miami as they win it here in Super Bowl 54.
Great montage there, Johnny, unless you're Rico Beard, who is a longtime Niners fan who was suffering watching Damian Harris streaking toward the end zone. It has only been 3 months since we had our last major championship. That was the Super Bowl, but it seems like it's been 3 years sometime. Rico, the next time we watch an NBA final, which 2 teams are we going to see? And which one will be hoisting the Larry O'Brien Trophy?
Well, it'll be interesting to see if they can somehow play a neutral site playoff, but I think it would be the top 2 teams. Giannis versus the Lakers. The Bucks versus the Lakers is what I'm thinking. It was almost kind of set up, especially with the death of Kobe Bryant, that the Lakers were almost destined to win the title. You know, the whole let's do it for Kobe type of thing. Right. So, yeah, I would have said the Bucks and the Lakers.
Is it Giannis's moment, or does LeBron have one more in it?
It's LeBron. Lakers would have won.
Okay.
Lakers would have won.
All right. Matt Charboneau, what about the Masters now, which is going to be in early November, and Tiger Woods trying to defend his title? Who do you see there wearing the green jacket? And what about a World Series for 2020? Give me a couple.
Real quick, just by the way, that's what I love about the NBA, is that you said which 2 teams, and the first thing Rico said was a guy's name, not a team. Anyway, I guess he plays for the Bucks. Anyway, moving on to the Masters.
I'm a columnist.
That's funny. The Masters is so tough. I mean, gosh, you got to go away. I mean, Tiger would be the great story, right? But he's just so up in the air in terms of his health and knowing what what state he's in, and who knows what this long break will do for that. You look at guys who are playing well, whether it's like a Justin Thomas, Rory McIlroy, those guys have been playing pretty well, young guys. It would be the first for Justin Thomas, so I think that'd be a fun one. Of course, there's always the Phil Mickelson thing, but that's a little bit tougher when you got so many guys in the mix. In terms of baseball, I mean, this would drive people crazy. Wouldn't it drive people nuts if the Houston Astros got back and won the stinking World Series? Here's the thing. They didn't suddenly become a bad team just because they got busted.
Right.
They're still a pretty good team, and there's still a really good shot that they could make it. They're one of the best odds out there to get it. But the Dodgers are also out there. You can look at some long shots, maybe not long shots, but teams like the White Sox, Twins that are good young teams.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be interesting. I'm more interested to see how this whole division thing is going to break down once they do or whenever they start playing.
10-team divisions now, geographically, so that'll be interesting. Rico, I want to talk football. And college football, LSU, now all 11 players from their offense are going to be in NFL camps. Yeah. What do you see as a college football national championship game next year? And what about a Super Bowl? Can your Niners get back there?
I sure hope the Niners can get back there. As far as LSU, their long snapper got drafted. That's when you know God is shining upon you. The long snapper. Probably, if I had to safe bet, I would say Clemson, Ohio State would have a rematch of that game that they had the semifinal in. That's what I think.
Justin Fields and Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, let's do it again. Bama, no, I think that they'll be there, but I think, Clemson and Ohio State.
And your NFL champion is?
49ers.
49ers, okay. Matt, very quickly, what about Final Four, or who's in one shining moment?
I don't know. On the spot, let's say, what the heck? Let's say Michigan State.
Whoa.
Depends on a lot of guys coming back.
A lot of guys are staying. All right. We'll be right back. Justin Kane up next.
Mother's Day is coming, and it's time to honor our moms. We want to see your mom in our special Mom's Photo Gallery. Send her picture to yespics@fox47news.com. Go to fox47news.com and check out the Moms, Dads, and Grads section for this year's top 25 Mother's Day gifts. Plus, stories about remarkable moms across the country. Moms, Dads, and Grads. Sponsored by Holden Diamonddale Insurance Agency. Call your hometown team today. And Van Atta's Greenhouse and Flower Shop, your year-round full-service garden center.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
May means more money. Starts Monday on Fox 47.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
At Graff Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else, peace of mind. Every Graff used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at graffokemus.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graff Chevrolet in Okemos.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Lansing's Best segment, brought to you by the Greater Lansing Sports Authority. Bringing thousands of athletes and teams to Mid-Michigan for hundreds of tournaments and special events. Hats off to the GLSA for helping to make this area all it can be. and will be again once competitions resume. There you see Mid-Michigan entrepreneur and future U.S. Paralympian Justin Kane doing something Rico, Matt, and I do frequently. That's get tired. Justin sent me his daily workout this week, and I was winded by the time I finished reading it. But it's a pleasure to have him with us tonight, and here you see just a little bit of the work he does. Pretty innovative in terms of push-up competitions, and hey, look what he's doing. He's going to get a shirt on while he's doing this. I mean, how many guys can even get in this position? But how many people can put their shirt on while they're doing it? That is the trick. And we're very happy to have with us Mid-Michigan entrepreneur and one of the most physically fit people in Lansing, U.S. Paralympian to be, Justin Kane. Justin, what made you decide to go from pretty average guy with no competitive experience to one of the top Paralympians in the world in 3 track and field events?
Well, you know, I never was able to actually compete in any kind of sports, really, going through my school years. And it wasn't until afterwards that my stepmom, who is a big advocate for people with disabilities, she started a group for people with physical disabilities to start competing. And I started competing in that, and I was doing pretty well. So I thought I'd take it to the next level and try my hand at Paralympics.
We are very fortunate to have you here tonight because this was supposed to be another workout time for you. So go ahead and you can start to do some of the workout that you would normally do here while we're just asking you a few questions. You said some push-ups, sit-ups, and the like, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely, no problem.
I want you to explain to people who might not otherwise understand why you would be a Paralympian. They listen to you, and we just heard you analyzing the NFL draft a minute ago, but I want you to explain what happened at age 10 and how you overcame all that.
Yeah, so at 10 years old, on the first day of heading to the first day of 4th grade, my dad was driving me, and I went down to bend my shoe, and I had a massive brain hemorrhage that was caused by a cancerous brain tumor that no one knew I had. And it had gotten so large that when I bent over, no blood could transfer from my head, and it started hemorrhaging. So I was rushed to the emergency room, and I had a 40% chance of living. They did an emergency surgery, and at the end of the surgery, they said they did all they could. They weren't sure if I was going to be anything more than a vegetable, and I was.
And now you have gone through this workout regimen with help from coaches, facilities made available to you. We've seen all the workouts you have done at Jensen Fieldhouse.
Yep.
There you are on the track as we speak. But can you talk a little bit about some of the people who've helped you along the way in Mid-Michigan?
Yeah, absolutely. The first person that really got me involved in this was my stepmom, who introduced me to a team for people with physical disabilities. And the cool thing about that was, beforehand, you know, when you're comparing yourself to people without any disabilities, it seems like you're no good. But when you start, I was planking. But when you start competing against people with other physical disabilities, you see that actually you can do some pretty big stuff.
I want to talk to you about, there you see a shot of you, and you've lost how much weight? You've toned up here. You don't have a 6-pack. You've got about a 14-pack. When you decided you were going to become involved in Paralympics and the sprints, the shot put, and long jump, and you're right at the top in all these national standards, right?
Yeah, so in the U.S., I actually own the shot put and the discus records, but actually my best sport comparatively in the world is long jump.
Okay.
And so that's what I'm starting to focus on, and I'm about a foot, 10 inches away from getting that U.S. record as well.
A lot of people know you from Backyard Brawl and what you and Todd Duckett put together for Mid-Michigan. I really appreciate all you're doing, and we're going to follow you. You're going to have to wait a year to fulfill the dream, but there will be Paralympic Games in 2021, and we'll be watching Justin Kane do that. We'll be right back with our Take It to the Bank segment.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for letting us help you.
Thank you for trusting us.
Thank you for being patient.
For standing 6 feet apart.
For sending lunch.
And thank you for saying thank you.
Thank you to my family for understanding
that I am doing something important for our whole community.
Thank you to my team.
Thank you for staying strong.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
These are unprecedented times. Challenging how the YMCA works to strengthen community as we have for nearly 170 years. But we've always found ways to help people and communities in times of crisis. Right now, Ys across the country are providing emergency childcare, shelter, food programs, and outreach to seniors. But we can't do it alone. Whether you're connected to the Y or have a fond Y memory, we need you to stay with us. Reach out to your local Y today and stay with us for a better us.
Join football's Watt Brothers for the game of Ultimate Tag Wednesday, May 20th on Fox.
At Graf Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else, peace of mind. Every Graf used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at grafokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos. At Graf Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else, peace of mind. Every Graf used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at grafokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos.
The Ticket Machine is your local connection to concert, theater, and sporting event tickets nationwide. Our entertainment experts are ready to help you create a memorable experience, trusted by fans for more than 20 years. Whether you're looking for tickets for your corporate outing, family excursion, or vacation, we offer the best seats and the best prices. Grab a front row seat now on theticketmachine.com.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Take It to the Bank segment, brought to you by Dart Bank. Dedicated to meeting the needs of our banking community for more than 90 years, with 4 convenient locations in Mason, Old South Lansing, Grand Ledge, and the expanded Home Loan Center in Frandor. That's Dart Bank for what matters most.
On the outside, Omaha starts to drop back. Secretariat now takes third. Whirlaway is 4th and down on the inside. American Pharoah 3 wide on the turn, now 5 lengths from the front. Then affirmed at the rail and Citation. Around the far turn, it is still Seattle Slew. American Pharoah is sweeping up on the outside and bumped there at the top of the stretch with Whirlaway. Secretariat starting to put in his bid, and they're into the stretch. And it's Seattle Slew who comes down to the final furlong in front. Secretariat runs at him. American Pharoah is in the center of the track. Citation is down toward the rail into the last 16th. Here comes Secretariat in the middle. Citation on the inside. Then Seattle Slew and American Pharoah. Here's the finish. Secretariat has won it. Over Citation, then Seattle Slew. Affirmed and American Pharoah was 5th in the Kentucky Derby Triple Crown Showdown.
Gentlemen, with the Kentucky Derby postponed from yesterday to September 5th, NBC gave us the Triple Crown Challenge, all 13 horses that have won the Derby, the Preakness, and the Belmont Stakes, and it's amazing how some people believe that actually these horses were reincarnated and came out and ran. It's just like when we did our Fantasy Madness, we were getting comments about, I missed this whole thing. How did you do this? How did this happen? Take it easy, people. But congratulations to Secretariat and 78-year-old jockey Ron Turcotte for winning that race yesterday, just beating Citation, Seattle Slew third, Affirmed fourth, and American Pharaoh finished fifth. Rico Beard, what kind of simulation would you most like to see? And what would happen if, let's say, Michigan State's 1988 and 2014 Rose Bowl champions met?
Jack, looking upon that, I think at first I'm thinking, okay, this would be something. You got Lorenzo White. That defense in 2013 was so good, and the team in what was it, 88
87 team
they were so run oriented.
I know the nation in run defense.
Yeah, they ran
the ball on everybody.
They had Andre Rison, but I think that the 2013 team would have shut them down and really said, you got to throw the ball, and now you're throwing into the no-fly zone. I think 2013 wins.
You agree with that, Matt?
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean,
the
that
no-fly zone is rendered useless in this because the 87 team, the 1-8 Rose Bowl, never threw anyway. Right. Won a Big Ten championship game, only threw 5 passes, so I don't care how good your corners are.
Well, that's fine, but the no-fly zone's one thing, and you can discount it, but they're also one of the best run defenses.
Yeah.
I mean, that's been a calling card of this defense for quite some time. So I'm not saying Lorenzo White gets shut down, but you could certainly take him out of the game to a certain extent where you have to throw the ball, right? Maybe more than 5 times. So, yeah, I take the 13 team for sure. To me, I still feel like if there was a playoff in place a year earlier, there's a pretty good chance Michigan State was a national champion.
What about the 79 Michigan State basketball team versus the 2000 national champs? Irvin versus Mateen.
And basically, it comes down to that matchup, and I don't think that Mateen could guard Magic. And that's going to be the thing. Who guards Magic? Yeah. And if you pull in Mo Pete, okay, well then who's guarding Kelser? I think they had too much size, and I think that they would have beaten the Magic 79 team would have beaten the 2000 team.
I guess if you beat Larry Bird 33-0, you beat Notre Dame, number 1 seed to get there, it's hard to argue against it. You agree with that, Matt?
Yeah, it's almost as if Magic Johnson was a matchup problem. I'm surprised by that, but yeah, big guard like that, sure.
We'll be right back with our Cool and Smooth segment, all of our weekly awards. Mike Culver's up next.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
Here's to the big-hearted folks who know how to take on an even bigger job. Those who take personally the transportation of today's dreamers and tomorrow's leaders. It is said that the future belongs to those who show up. Thank you for making sure that we always do. Dean Transportation Professionals. Always someone to look up to.
The Ticket Machine is your local connection to concert, theater, and sporting event tickets nationwide. Our entertainment experts are ready to help you create a memorable experience, trusted by fans for more than 20 years. Whether you're looking for tickets for your corporate outing, family excursion, or vacation, we offer the best seats and the best prices. Grab a front row seat now on theticketmachine.com.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for a cool and smooth segment brought to you by the 5 Culver's locations in mid-Michigan. Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with scrumptious butter burgers and premium frozen custard. Swing through any Culver's drive-thru and grab your fresh favorites. That's Culver's. Welcome to delicious.
The closing moments of this contest to see who can disgrace themselves more on a walk. Olive dominating early on, eating 3 kilos of grass and upsetting a small child. But Mabel finishing so strongly here, taking herself off to stand in this fetid pond just to please herself. It's not even that warm today, just standing, letting all the unpleasantness soak in. And this might well have shaken Olive, wondering now if she needs to go back and roll in that very poorly squirrel in the trees, which got her shouted at a few moments ago. But she might have to try something, because Mabel is piling on the pressure here, doing nothing at all, and that's the beauty of it. Come on, out you get. There we are, no recognition, no recall whatsoever. A stare that says, I'm doing what I want, and I have zero respect for you. I think there might be a move by Olive, a response to this effort by the youngster. Yes, there it is, joining a rival again. Absolutely no purpose to it, not fetching anything, just wandering round. Synchronised spin, a nice touch. Now both of them wondering how to finish this off. Well, no point in shaking yet, you're still in the water. So there's the hop, beautifully done. And there we are, shaking all over my jeans. Even Olive enjoyed that one. She knows that she can still take it by shaking over the furniture back at home. The tail wag of apology doesn't even mean it. I'll just stare at the trees and think about getting a cat.
That is Scottish play-by-play legend Andrew Cotter, and broadcasters, fixtures that we've come to know, have taken to broadcast strange things in their kitchens,
my goodness,
in their garages.
We need sports.
There's a guy takes his 2 dogs for a walk and makes a dramatic play-by-play broadcast out of it. That's been very popular this week. All right. Team 345, who has been as cool and smooth as a Culver's mint explosion this week? Rico Beard, let's start with you. What's our play of the week?
Play of the week, I guess I could go with Secretariat coming back from the dead.
Yeah.
And winning, showing that I'm still the big dog or the big horse. But
Big Red.
I'm going to go with the SEC. The play of the week for the SEC is they pretty much came out and said, we're playing college football this fall, whether you other conferences are going to play or not. We're going to be out on the field, so hopefully you get your stuff together because we're playing.
Did they say whether they're going to have fans in stands?
I don't know if they're doing that, but they're basically saying we're going to be playing. Now, I don't know if you'll have fans in the stands or not. Probably not, but you don't really need fans.
I'm wondering if there will be leagues, gentlemen, where some schools might want to play and other schools say, hey, we can't stand the litigation.
Yeah.
We're going to have so many suits here. And once again, maybe you have 3 power conferences instead of 5. Who knows?
And that's why the SEC said we're king. We're playing football. Toughen up, rub some dirt on it. Let's go.
Well, that'd be fine. And then if they have the rest of the teams play a spring season, they'll have a fall champion, they'll have a spring champion.
I said that they should do that anyway.
Matt Charboneau, what do you have for us for Team of the Week?
The SEC thing's got me thrown off. That's absurd, ludicrous, whatever, SEC. Give me a break. You're not doing it on your own. Stop it. And I know this has been on other shows too since you've been on, but this is my first time on since we've been in this situation. There's some other things I could go with, but as a grandson of a nurse, son of a retired nurse, brother of a nurse practitioner who's in private practice but has been volunteering her time to go back and work at the hospital, shifts at the hospital.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with our first responders, many friends that are nurses and paramedics and policemen. As we all argue with each other over politics, they're still doing their job.
All right, for Player of the Week, it's you if you're registered to vote, or if you're going to register to vote. 6 months from tonight, all the votes will be counted. We're 6 months away from Election Day, regardless of your political persuasion, how you look at all this stuff. Time for you to speak out, make your voice heard. I want to thank Rico Beard, Matt Charboneau. We'll be back with you next week, everyone. Have a great week.